Matt Quistor for Crazy Mo Guitar. We're looking at the ultimate 80s beginner tapping lick. So be ready to do some fretboard dancing. Alrighty, so tapping has got to be one of the best gunslinger techniques out there. Guaranteed to get a crowd in a music store. It just looks cool. And it's a fantastic way to work some left-hand coordination, especially that pinky. So, you definitely want to use some distortion on this one. We're just basing on a single string pattern that we're just going to apply to all 6 strings. So we start off with the first finger planting down on the 5th fret on the high E string. Very important. That's going to stay down the entire time on that string. I'm going to be hammering with my pinky on the 8th fret. Hammering and pulling off. Now the trick with tapping, so you definitely want to approach it where you keep the pick in your hand. So you don't want to just throw the thing in your mouth or throw it into the crowd. Well, you could do that, but then you want it back. So you make sure that you keep the pick where you normally would have it. So thumb and first finger, there's my pick, not changing a thing there. I'm going to tap with my second finger. And basically you have 2 options for tapping. You're going to hit the desired fret, which in this case is the 12th fret. So I'm going to almost like I'm hammering on. So I just drop that right in there. Pretty heavy attack on it. And at that point, I have a choice of either pulling up on the string as a pull off. So I'm pulling and I'm almost catching my callus and pulling over that B string. Or I can flick it down. For me personally, I always just find it easier to pull up. And what I do is I make sure my first finger is over fretting, so I'm blocking that B string. So if I do hit that B and it has enough force to make it ring, it won't because of the first finger blocking it. So the main coordination here is, obviously it's got to be a strong pull off, or I should say a strong hammer on the tap, then a pull off to the pinky note, which will pull off to the first finger. So you have the tap, pull up on the string or flick down, which sounds the pinky note, and you pull off the pinky to the first finger. Now, when I teach tapping, I found that for this coordination, the easiest way to kind of line it up is when you repeat the pattern, as your pinky comes down, your tap finger comes down. So you want to try to get that visual of lining them both up. Bang. And it gives you like a grouping of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as I attack, that pinky comes down. That's how I lock in that coordination. So every time, no matter what speed I'm doing, the initial attack of that tap finger is almost like it's dropping the pinky down at the same time. So I'm basically doing that 12th fret 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I move the tap up to the 13, which gives that cool 80 sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together you have this. You have the 12, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13. Now, because I'm on the high E string, I'm using my palm here to mute out the other strings. So I'm actually resting on the strings here. If I don't, then you start getting some background noise, especially if I increase my gain all the way up. Hear all that noise. So in order to kill that, I make sure that my palm is basically blocking the other strings. Now it's much more quiet. Now all we're doing is taking that same pattern up a string. So I go to the B string, same idea. I'm going to do the tap 4 times and the 13. Same thing on the G string. Now at this point, I'm in the middle of the guitar neck, so my palm, I'm still blocking the strings I'm not using, my E, my A, and my D. I'm still resting right in the strings. And then my first finger, you can see it's curving over. It's blocking the high E and the B, so there's nothing that's going to ring. Left hand's taking care of the higher strings now, and my right hand's still blocking the other notes here. So when you put that together, it gets a nice clean sound. And you basically just kind of take that and apply it all the way up all 6 strings. So it's always the same pattern, just 4 times. And And the idea is to get that coordination locked in where you see the pinky coming down and that first finger at the same time. That's what you want to do. You can lock that in, you'll be ripping on this in no time. Alright, hope you enjoyed that tapping video. It's a great way to get into some 80s style shred. Great coordination for the left hand, awesome for the pinky, and it looks cool. I mean, come on. So, as usual, subscribe. Check out crazymoguitar.com. Matt Quistor for the 80s, signing out.